we found ourselves in a spot, like we said earlier, that we're not going to find in the driving range where you've got an uneven lie. In this particular case, a downhill lie, which presents a lot of problems for even high-level players, just because it's really not an easy shot to execute, especially if you don't know how to approach it. And if you ask me, this shot, the setup for it, just like the chipping, we said how important that is to execute the shot properly. If you're not set up properly on a downhill lie, you're really decreasing the chances of yourself being able to execute that shot. And this is what I mean by that. The biggest thing for me on a downhill lie shot would be to get your shoulders matching the slope that you're on. Okay, so in order to properly strike this ball on a downward motion with a downward lie, we've really got to chase down that slope. And the only way we're going to be able to chase down that slope and make proper contact is if we've got proper angle with our shoulders to allow us to do that. What also happens, mostly because you're getting your shoulders here, you end up tending to favor that weight on the right side. It also makes it a lot easier to get this left shoulder low. And if you're neutral and you try to get your left shoulder low, you just get yourself into an awkward position. So the first two things would be shoulders matching the slope, weight on the left side. And then the third thing would be, I always like to put the ball further back in my stance. Because again, if you remember from chipping, the further back you put it in your stance, steeper the angle of the attack becomes. And if it's on a downhill lie, we really need a steep angle of attack, so putting the ball back in our stance will allow us to do that. So maybe I'll just execute one shot, and then we'll have you guys try the shot, and we'll make sure everybody's comfortable before we go to the next thing, yeah?
Right.
So, three things I would do is, ball is back, shoulders are matching the slope, and the weight is left. And I'm just going to make sure that when I swing through, I'm really swinging down the slope. If I try to help it at all,